Hey Aidan, how you doing?
Hello there, how are you?
So we're here at Allen Heath and these QU series, they've been out for a while, but primarily front of house, but people are using them for a lot of studio stuff now as well, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's very, very multi-purpose. You know, we see it across a wide range of spectrums within the industry. I think, as you rightly say, it's very, very popular in the live world, but it's also very popular in installations. And we're also seeing it a lot in studios. It's very multi-purpose, and there's a lot of facilities. It's very feature-rich.
Right.
So
I mean, they've got. Yeah. Do they work in the same sort of standard, sort of like the fat channel approach, where you select and then you get access to the individual channels?
Absolutely. Well, what you have essentially, if you're kind of used to sort of working within the analog domain, you're going to find this very familiar. So, you know, you've got your inputs, as you would expect, on sort of like a direct basis into each of the channels itself. So effectively, as you can see here, this is channel 1. So you would set your preamp and so on and so forth, set it into channel 1, and then if you wanted to apply any sort of effects to that channel, you select that channel, and then you come over to this part of the desk here, where you can actually apply dynamics, EQ, gates, compression, and stuff like that. Now, the quality of the effects on here is actually outstanding. It's very, very impressive. Our R&D department has put so much energy and effort into getting it right. And that's what you get as standard with this stuff anyway, yeah.
And so in terms of interfacing, I mean, the other thing that's interesting is it's got a couple of USB ports. So you've got one to the computer,
yeah,
but also one for recording to external USB, yeah?
Yeah, well, basically what we've got here, we've got a system called the Q drive. And essentially, you can record to a USB device, 18 channels at up to 48 kilohertz, 24-bit. Okay.
Right, just native, like raw drive. Wow.
Yeah, literally straight in there. Okay. So you can also come back from a drive and have your audio channels coming back into the desk itself. On the back of the console, we've got another port, another USB port, which is more kind of your classic USB.
So that gives us your kind of, and that's an 18IO USB audio interface as well?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you'd be used to, that which goes back into the back of your PC or Mac, and then you can work with sort of DAWs. So it works with Cubase, Logic, Ableton Reason. So if you're working with the different sort of protocols like HUI or Mackie Control, then you're good to go. We've got a driver which you can download from our website called the DAW Control. So effectively, that means you can map.
Oh, so you've got a controller surface
yeah,
as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can literally map the faders with the faders on Pro Tools or Logic or whatever DAW you're using. So it's a very simple setup. But I think the great thing about this is it allows you to have good habits when you're working and when you're mixing, because you get that sort of tangible feel when you're working with faders, which is often missed nowadays. I think a lot of people sort of maybe mix with their eyes and with a mouse sometimes and so on.
No, it is interesting, isn't it? Yeah. The tactile quality of interacting with something physical. Yeah. I mean, it's a shorter synaptic journey as well, so you can be instinctive. And particularly, you have to be with front of house, though. You can't do it.
Oh, you do. You know, I mean, it's about making good decisions quickly, and this is what this stuff allows you to do very, very well. Yeah.
So, what formats we've got? We've got a 24.
We've got the Q16. And yeah, so 16 inputs on this one. We've got the Q24, and where these gentlemen are at the moment, there's the Q32.
And what about these stage boxes? Do they interact? Do they interface directly with them, or are these kind of more like?
These are actually very, very powerful units themselves. These are actually digital mixers.
So they're so they're headless effectively, and you just
like a different form factor essentially, but with the same sort of capability as our Q series with effects, dynamics. And not forgetting, you can control all of these wirelessly with your iOS devices and so on and so forth.
Right, so yeah. it's kind of that's the approach. So when I mean headless, I mean the controls are effectively. Yeah. And do they offer MIDI control as well? Because sometimes you want a bit of tactile control on there.
Well, I mean, the thing is with the MIDI control, that's where we can work with the DAWs very effectively. You know. Right. So yeah, it's very, very cross-functional, and you can work like that very, very easily on these units.
And what sort of price range are we talking about? Where does it start and where does it end? Put you on the spot there.
Yeah, you put you on the spot here. Off the top of my head, I believe the Q16 range is approximately, don't quote me on this, but it might not be exactly right, but around sort of £1,400. The Q24 is around £2,000, and then the Q32 2, I believe, is around 2.5, that sort of range. But as I say, that might change.
There's quite a lot. I mean, there's quite a lot of control on that, and I guess.
I mean, for such a it's very feature-rich. The quality of the stuff, Allen Heath are fantastic for the audio quality as well. I mean, we're very proud of that.
And is there a potential for remote stage boxes with these as well? Is there a kind of audio networking system, or is it all pretty much self-contained?
What you can do is you can work with. There's basically 3 ways to implement it. The local inputs via channels, your USB implementation, or you can what we call DSnake, which is our proprietary protocol where you can work with our stage boxes. So you can work with either of those situations.
And that's just straight sort of Cat 5 or Cat 6?
Correct, yeah,
right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, thank you very much.